My name is Patrick. This NAP first day exams are over, 2 slot exams are over. Now what happens is the same question may not come again, but the concepts could get repeated. So what we'll discuss today, we'll take a couple of concepts that have come in the exam, which you can use maybe in the next exams. So if you understand the concepts, it will help you to use the concepts in the next exams, which will help you to solve things faster. I mean, speed is very important. Remember, there's only 1 hour test. The faster you solve, the better it is. The shortcut concepts are important. So these couple of questions are based on 10 December examination. We may come up with more videos, but we'll start with maybe a couple of concepts. The concepts could repeat. You can use the same concept, the same shortcut method to the other sums. The first concept that we'll use is a concept called alligation. This is a sum that came in the exam. So alligation, will take a couple of more examples to understand the concept of alligation. But alligation is normally used when you're mixing two things and the average is given to you. So you're mixing two things and the average is given to you. That's why you use alligation, right? Basically a concept of averages. So here if you look at, you're mixing two things. Your apples, okay, for males, male and female. Okay, you're basically mixing male, number of males and number of females. They're given number of males, 7 apples, number of females are 12 apples. Also average is given to you. Both together, put together 1240 apples. Now 1240 apples for 160 participants. Now remember, when you do alligation, all the 3 units have to be the same. Now this is for per person, per male. This is for per female, per person. So the average also has to be for per person. So you divide 1240 by 160 and try to solve. So if you look at 8 2s are 16, 8 1s are 8, 15.5. Which if you solve 15.5 divided by 2 will give you 7.75. So average is 7.75. You can do alligation. So when you do alligation, this becomes 0.75. Okay, this becomes 4.25. So when you use, so this becomes 3:17. So we want to find the number of females in the whole. Okay, how many females are there? Total if there are 20. 20 stands for 160, which is 8 times. So number of females will also be 8 times, which will be 24. So 24 is the number of females. You can do it by equation as well. But if you're good at alligation, you can solve a few questions quite fast. Okay, find the average, 7.75. Then do alligation. Whatever you subtract, males throw average, you write in the other side. Females with average, you write in the other side. And find the ratio. That will give you number of males and females the ratio. 20. 20 stands for 168 times. So females are 3. So 3 will stand for 24. You can form equations also and solve. Assuming that number of females are x, number of males are 160 minus x, and solve it. That is also fine. There is one more way of solving it. But if the numbers are complicated, sometimes alligation becomes much faster. Okay, we will take this sum, one more sum as such, try to understand. Similar sum, 118 was divided among 50 boys and girls. Now they are given boys and girls in terms of per person, 2.6 and 1.8. So 118, if you divide by 50, you get 2.36. So 2.36 is the average per person. So if you do alligation, this becomes 0.56 and this becomes 0.24. You can take a ratio 56:24 if you want. Okay, if you look at it, 8 3s are 24, 8 7s are. So total comes to 10, right? 10 stands for 50, 5 times. I want number of boys, so 7 will stand for 35. Actually, this you can directly also do. You need not also solve it. You realize that the average is closer to the boys. When the average is closer to the number, there will be more number of that. The weightage is more. Which means there are more number of boys and girls. There means more than 25 boys. You can directly mark 35. If you understand the concept of averages, because the average is closer to boys, therefore there are more number of boys and girls. So you realize from the option, there is only one option which is where more number of boys are there than girls. Okay, more than 25 boys. You can directly mark the option. And it is sum on alligation. So if you look at here, you're mixing two things. Initially, 8 liters of wine and 32 liters of water initially. So 8 liters of wine 32 liters of water will give you total 40 liters. Since it's given in percentage, we find a percentage. How much percentage it is? 8 out of 40, which is 20%. Remember, all units have to be the same. The average after mixing is given as percentage, so we take 30%. So initially we have 20% wine. You're replacing with wine. That means what you're adding is wine. It is 100% wine. This is pure wine, 100% wine. This is the initial mixture, 20% wine. To get 30% as the mixture, mixing these two quantities, you get 30%. If you do alligation, you get this as 70, you get this as 10, so you get a ratio as 7:1, total 8. The replacement sum. In the replacement sum, the final mixture is the same as the initial mixture. Final mixture 8 stands for 40 liters, 5 times. Remember, total is. So basically, we want how much wine is added, be replaced. So 1 will stand for into 5 liters. C option is the answer. That's the answer. So understand alligation as a concept. And almost every exam you normally have alligation as a topic. You can solve the same sum with a normal average formula, but alligation helps you to save time a little bit. You can use it in interest, but the basic concept is that two things has to be mixed and the average has to be given to you. As long as these two conditions are satisfied, you can use alligation. Okay, this is another sum which came in the snap. This is a simple concept that is used out here. Understand, whenever the answers are in percentage or ratio, in most of the cases you can ignore the value and still get the answer. Means you can start with 100. Instead of taking 70,600, even if you take 100, you will still get the answer. Right? So basically we can take cost price. I mean, your selling price is given as 7,600. We can assume cost price is 100. Why cost price is 100? Because the last profit percentage is calculated on cost price. So we start cost price 100. So profit is 10%, which is, so you get 110 as a selling price. Now you want mark price, right? So mark price, that's what will give you the price without discount. So mark price is nothing but selling price is 110, which is 1 minus discount percentage. Selling price, look at 110 upon 1 minus 0.12, 110 upon 0.88. Solve it. Look at it, becomes 125. That means my cost price is 100 and mark price is 125. If I don't give a discount, I will get a 25% profit. D option. Technically, you can even answer without solving it here again, because the profit is calculated on cost price. So 10 profit. If I assume cost price, so profit is calculated on cost price. But discount is calculated on mark price. And mark price is more than 100 out here. That means my discount will be actually more than 12. So my profit actually will be more than 22 if I sell on mark price. The only option with more than 22 is 25%. Right? My profit is on cost price. I assume cost price is 100, so 10 profit. Discount will be on mark price. Mark price is more than 100, so discount will be more than 12. So overall profit in the second case will be both these put together, which is more than 22. Only one option. That's the answer. So understand the simple concepts and a simple way of solving things. The more you learn, the more you can be fast in the examination, and that will help you to solve things faster. Thank you. All the best for your exams. We already learned two concepts or two shortcut methods in part 1 of the video. This is part 2 of the video. The idea is save time. 1 hour paper, so you have to be really fast. These are the actual questions that came up in the examination. So we'll look at the questions and go about it. So these are questions based on a 10 December examination. The concept can be used for the other exam as well. Okay, remember the concepts could repeat. The first question, from each vertex of an equilateral triangle. So you have an equilateral triangle, corners are cut to form a regular hexagon. That means you're cutting the corner to form a regular hexagon. Normally, if it's a geometry and a question of area, one way to solve it is, if possible, try to break up into equal parts. So if I draw it like this, break up this hexagon into equilateral triangles. So if you look at a whole triangle is formed of 9 equilateral triangles, 9 smaller equilateral triangles, from which hexagon forms 6 equilateral triangles. Okay, which means 9 equilateral triangles stands for area of 240. So 6 equilateral triangles will be how much? So 6 upon 9 into 240. Basically, if you look at it, You will get the answer as 160. 2/3 basically. So it's just drawing. You don't have to even find the area, find the side, etc. Not required. If you just understand this whole figure and break it up into equal parts, you will realize that 6 parts are inside, 3 parts are outside. So 6 out of 9 parts are basically area of hexagon. A lot of similar sums are there which have come in the exam previously regarding area, where you can easily break up the whole area into equal parts and get the answer. So be comfortable with this concept. I mean, knowing tricks, turns helps you to solve things faster. There are other ways of doing it. I mean, one more way is when the ratio of the sides are a is to b, the ratio of the area will be a square is to b square. You can use that concept as well, but this is the faster method. Next, this is based on arithmetic progression. So the cost is 20. You need a profit of 40%. So 20 plus 40% of 20 will give you 28 rupees. That means my average selling price has to be 28 rupees out here. So remember, in arithmetic progression, average is the middle term. So if you have 2, 4, 6, etc., the middle term is 28. And also the average is nothing but first term plus last term divided by 2. First term is 2, last term divided by 2. So we solve it. 28 into 2 is equal to 2 plus last term. So last term will become 54. So if you look at this, goes up to 54. All multiples of 2 out to 54. Last term is 2 into 27, which means you can make out there will be 27 terms total. You can also directly calculate from here. Moment you know 28 is a middle term, before 28 you have 2 to 26, 13 terms. After 28 there will be 13 terms. So 13 terms before, 13 terms after, plus the 28. So you'll have total 27 terms. So in arithmetic progression, remember the middle term is the average, and the average can be first term plus last term divided by 2. Most of the sums on AP can be solved by using these simple concepts instead of using the formula which normally takes time. Right? I hope this will help. Understand these concepts. It's important to understand the shortcut methods to help you solve things faster. Right? All the best for the exam. Thank you. Hi, welcome to another session of Snap, where we're looking at the first slot paper, the first day paper, and looking at a few questions that have come in the examination and how to solve them quickly. So we've taken already part 1, part 2, where we've taken two type sums and looked at how to solve it. Third part, where we'll take 2 more sums and try to understand how to solve it. The idea is, if you know the methods, you can use those methods in the sums that follow, in the exam that follow. The methods may repeat, though the sums may not repeat, but you can use the same method, and most likely the sums may come with similar topics. So shortcut, this is based on a 10 December examination. The concept could repeat, therefore we are looking at the concept and methods required to solve the sums. The work sum. Normally one of the methods that uses LCM. So in this case LCM can be used. You say A plus B, 5 hours in 2 days, total 10 hours. You will get an LCM method. If you Google of Patrick Dsouza LCM method, you should get a video on that explaining the method. So B plus C, basically it takes total 20 hours. Okay, 5 to 4, 5 hours a day for 4 days is 20 hours. And A plus C, if you look at 6 hours a day for 2 days is 12 hours. So this is the hours taken to complete the work. So what we do is take the LCM of these three, 60. We assume 60 units of work totally. So in which case A and B will do 6 units per hour. So 60 units in 10 hours. 60 upon 10 is 6 units per hour. Same way B and C will do 3 units per hour, and A and C will do 5 units per hour. So together they will do 14 units per hour. Together means if you add up all the 3, it becomes 2A plus B plus C will do 14 units per hour. That means A plus B plus C will do 7 units per hour, half of it. Now we want A, so we need to subtract B and C from there. So if you look at B and C, if you know, takes 3 units per hour, subtract it. So A alone will do 4 units per hour. So total 60 units of work. So A will take 60 upon 4, 15 days to complete the work. So A will take 60 upon 4, 15 days to complete the work. If you understand the LCM method, it becomes easier to solve. There are other methods which are there, but that will take a slightly longer way to solve. Much easier to solve. And LCM is very flexible. You can solve a lot of work sums using the LCM method. Let's say if you Google Patrick and you will Google LCM method, you should get a video on the LCM method explaining the concept. Next, in a decreasing AP, the sum of all the terms except first term is minus 75. Sum of all the terms except last term is 0. Difference between 9th term and 13th term is minus 20. So look at 9th term and 13th term. Total 4 terms. In 4 terms, the difference is minus 20. So D will become minus 20 upon 4 because the difference is 20 in 4 terms. So each term, difference in 2 consecutive terms will be minus 5. Difference between 2 consecutive terms is minus 5 because 20 difference for 4 terms. So per term difference is minus 5. Now as I said, sum of all the terms except the last term is 0. So if I take first term as A, the second last term will be minus A because if the sum is 0, if the sum is 0, it is possible only if the first term and last term are negative each other. One is negative or the other. Then only sum will be 0 because sum is nothing but average upon n, which is first term plus last term upon. So sum, okay, is nothing but average into n. Average is first term plus last term upon 2. For a sum to be 0, first plus last has to be 0, which is only possible if one is negative or the other. And since D is minus 5, the last term is minus A minus 5. Now if they say sum is 0, remember that. Now if you remove the first term, you're removing the first term and including the last term, it becomes minus 75 because it says except the first term. So you're removing the first term, A you're removing, and including the last term, it becomes minus 75. So minus 2A is equal to minus 70, or A will be 35. Right? B option. So in this case, one method is this, where you can find a difference easily, fast. And second is average is the middle term, 0. So first term will be negative of the last term. If you understand this concept, it becomes much easier to solve. As we had done in the first sum, AP, the middle term is the average. You can use that concept out here to solve things fast. If you solve it traditionally, this will take a longer time to solve. But if you solve with a proper methods, you should get the right answer quickly. Right? Yeah. All the best for your examination.